Here is our single best Sir Martin chart.
That's right. Well, since Sir Martin is one of our...
It's not my chart, it's Mary Meeker's chart.
Thank you. Okay.
One of the lending club investors.
All right, there we go. It turns out that old media like print and television still attract more advertising than they deserve. Let's pull up the chart right now. As Sir Martin says, it is from Mary Meeker, part of her annual Internet Trends Report.
Compares consumer time spent with where the industry and clients and agencies spend the money.
And, of course, you've got print on the far left and mobile on the far right. They're both lopsided, but in different ways.
Yeah,
right?
well, you've had, traditionally, when you looked at this information, you had overspending in traditional, that's felling trees and distributing newsprint, not digital, because that's in the right-hand side. Newspapers and magazines, but the old type, not the new type. And then you've been underinvested in digital and mobile. But the other interesting thing is, for the first time, we've seen a break, if I look through, between time spent on television. Again, this is classic television, free-to-air, 38%. Versus investment, which is 45%. So there's now a 7% difference in terms of time spent and where the industry is spending money. That has to change. So what you'll see is a drift to the right-hand side.
What are we going to see next year? What are we going to see in the first quarter of next year in action?
Internet and mobile is around 23–24% of the industry, but about 45% of time spent in the US. It's not true for the whole of the world. In the UK this year, Internet spending will outperform, in terms of quantum, classic media. So for the first time, Internet will be bigger. Norway or Denmark will follow shortly. So the highly developed e-commerce economies are also embracing Internet and mobile quicker. But the big debate in the United States is about free-to-air television and whether the ratings declines that we've seen. I mean, Nielsen's problem is it's C+3, which means only 3 days. You only measure 3 days after air.
But I want to talk about mobile, which is, you know, we were talking about this morning, and Allison, we were wondering, why is it that there's this huge gap in mobile, of all places, between consumers' time and advertiser attention?
It's only a question of time.
Have we not figured it out yet? Do we not yet know how to get mobile to work?
No. We're in the process of doing it. It just takes time. The people who are making the decisions tend to be from generations that were not accustomed to it. The generation that is graduating from American universities today is the first generation that has lived with the Internet from the day they popped their head out of the womb.
Can I ask a dumb question? Is Facebook WPP's friend or enemy?
It's a frenemy.
It's truly a frenemy.
It's a friend and an enemy. Now, it's become increasingly a friend. Because we developed our relationship. Google is the better example. I mean, mobile search, which is very strong, video, again, driven by smartphones and tablets, is now $3 billion out of our $75 billion of media portfolio. So, and it's become our biggest media relationship. Traditionally, it was Fox and News Corp at around $2.5 billion. Most of the big media owners, like a CBS, an NBC, a Comcast, or whatever it happened to be, would be around about $1 billion. Google now is at 3. Driven by mobile search and driven by video.
Where's Facebook?
Facebook is about this year should be about $650 million, having gone up from about 450 last year. But Google's gone from 2.5 billion to 3 billion, and the real strength. I mean, Google is the monster.
Scarlett, would you let Sir Martin know it's too many numbers for the 6 o'clock hour?
No, he just said something eminently quotable. Google is the monster. I'm going to take that out of context and put it on the internet.
If Google is the monster,
well, I mean, you know, the regulation issues that Google have in the EU at the moment is emblematic of that. Their share of search is about 80 or 90%.
Are those regulatory issues sour grapes, or is there a legitimate concern?
No, I think, well, if you're a German newspaper magazine publisher like Matthias Döpfner, who wrote in the Frankfurter Allgemeine, that article, I think, probably single-handedly stopped the regulator. You remember Almunia, before he was going to disappear as Director General on competitiveness, had a deal agreed, and then pulled the deal. And now it's being left to the new Danish regulator. I think it's Danish.
This is like European gossip. This is worse than Angelina.
This is great.
You mean this is insider information?
You don't read the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung like Sir Martin Sorrell?
Somebody in Brussels is a minimally talented, spoiled brat. Get the photos right now. Photos.
Can I get one quick tidbit?
Wait, is this our show or your show?
It's both now. You've invited me. One quick tidbit.
This is citizen journalism.
You've said that keeping up with this industry is like changing engines in a jet plane while under flight. What is the next thing, the one thing we should look for in the future, to changing things that are changing?
Yep. It's Chinese technology. You know, the people that we criticize, they steal stuff. Stand by. They're not, you know, Huawei, Xiaomi, Alibaba. Alibaba is the 6th most valuable company in the world already. And it's been on the exchange for how long? 2 months?